Welcome back to the When the Boat Comes In podcast. I just thought I'd let you know that from now on you're just going to hear my voice. You're not going to see me because my green screen is out of action, but I am still going to be sharing clips from the show and also pictures from what scenes I'm talking about as I do it. At the start of the episode you have a scene with Billy and he's inherited Dr. Stoker's kingdom, as the priest puts it, and for me I feel really sad for Bella, because her son is being worked into the ground for nothing, although for Billy this is his socialist utopia, as Jack Ford has already alluded to in previous episodes. So it is kind of a catch-22 situation, really. On the one hand, Billy is exhausted. He likes what he does. He likes helping people. So it's a very interesting subject when it comes to Billy Seaton. He owes debts to the family and he's got to pay those debts. But on the other hand, he's not really making much money for himself. He's giving it back to the people. He's using his socialist ideas. He's running a free clinic to help people because back then, of course, healthcare wasn't free, and if you couldn't afford it, you couldn't have healthcare. So it's honourable what he does, but at the same time, I'm not always a fan of Billy for whatever reason.
Stoker's kingdom. Now it's yours, Billy.
What inheritance?
It's all he lived for. We must do our best to preserve it.
Jack Ford has a meeting with his lawyer that's representing him and Dolly for the divorce, the decree nisi, I believe they called it back then. And yeah, it's funny because he's already arranged a situation where he commits adultery and there was a witness, and unfortunately the witness has died, so he's got to do the whole thing again, which Jack finds absolutely hilarious.
I specialise in matrimonial work. Your wife, though I say it myself, could not be in more capable hands.
So what do you want me for?
We received our instructions from you, and it is for you to decide whether you wish to provide us with further evidence.
Further evidence? How you said that statement I gave him was enough?
Indeed it was, Mr. Ford. Unhappily, the hotel porter who signed the statement, the one who witnessed you and your lady friend together in your room, is no longer with us.
He's left Scarborough?
Departed this entire vale of tears, Mr. Ford. Died of a heart attack 2 days ago.
You mean I've got to go through the whole thing again?
If you both still want a divorce.
Matt Headley's debating who his best man will be for his wedding to Sarah. Sarah tells him that it has to be Jack Ford, and how couldn't it be, really? I mean, I was really surprised at this, but then again, Eddie Morton was dying. He also shared the same political beliefs as Matt Headley, but everything Jack and Matt went through, and Jack got him his job, Jack gave him his home. I mean, he had to pay for it afterwards, but you know what I mean. I mean, Sarah puts him right in this situation, and it was always the right choice to make Jack his best man. He's his best friend. With Eddie, it's more sympathy because he's dying, and also politics, which, you know, if you have a friend, I don't think it should be all about politics. I think you could have a friend with somebody and share totally different politics.
You're letting Jack Ford pay for your wedding?
It's a peace offering, Eddie. Can't very well turn him down.
Of course you could. He's a buster's man and always will be, and that makes him your enemy.
We've had our differences, but he's still me marrow.
I'll tell you why he's your marrow, brother. Because he's got a nose for money. And money means more to you than principle.
Oh, shut up.
That's why he's your best man, isn't it? He bought himself a bloody job.
If you don't shut up, I'll flatten you.
Flatten the dying man? You wouldn't do that, would you, Ma? Even you wouldn't do that.
No, forget it. Just forget it. You'll come anyway, huh?
I see. Just you disappoint me, brother. I thought that you and me, I thought we'd begin to see eye to eye.
It's now to do with you and me. It's to do with me and Jack. We've been through a lot together. There's nothing to stop him giving us a wedding present if he wants to. It's not as if we were short of a few bob.
Isn't it?
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, if he's not short of a few bob, what's he doing selling his watch?
What?
Well, Lenny Baines was just here. And his dad owns a second-hand jeweller's in Mafeking Street. And he told Len that Jack Ford sold me his watch this morning.
Jack, surely his watch got to get away, man.
It's true.
Is he sure it was Jack?
Well, he might have lost his teeth, but there's no wrong with his eyesight.
Sold his watch, eh?
Dolly visits Jack and she doesn't believe that Jack will give her and Tom the divorce. Tom's a lot more trusting on this subject. It's quite funny because with Jack, I didn't really ever get the impression that he was not going to give them the divorce. I mean, he could have turned around at one point and then been like, well, you committed the adultery, so you're not going to get anything. You know, your baby's going to be born a bastard, because that's what it was like back then. And it was a very shameful thing, whereas these days it's not really frowned upon at all, is it? But back then it meant a lot. To have the same name, for example, was a big deal. Yeah, she doesn't trust him, does she? She doesn't trust Jack Ford at all.
You've heard then about the porter?
Aye, I've heard, and I'll tell you what I think and all. I don't think that fella ever existed. I think you wrote that bit of paper yourself and got one of your Maras to sign it.
And why would I go to Scarborough?
How do I know you went to Scarborough? I've only got your word for it.
Only my word? You mean you don't trust me?
I never trusted you, Jack. I loved you, but I never trusted you. Whenever you gave us something with your right hand, I always knew you'd take it back with your left.
And there's no more to be said then, is there?
Just this. You made a bargain with Tom, and I'm going to see you keep it. Our Ben's going to be born with his father's name. If he's not, if we have to say he's yours, I'm going to sue you for maintenance and alimony. I mean it, Jack. I'll take you for every penny you've got.
Bah, you've got a nerve.
And so have you and all. Playing Santa Claus to Matt before you've settled your account with Tom and me. Footing the bill for weddings while there's still a divorce to be paid for.
Tom is finding it frustrating that he can't get his leg over, let's be honest about it. Because this ongoing problem with him and Dolly, the divorce, and it kind of spills over in this episode, and it puts the divorce in jeopardy.
What are you doing?
I'm biding here.
No!
I don't care if there's 100 proctors outside, I'm not leaving.
Oh, Tom, don't be so daft.
Daft, I'm just coming to my senses.
No, man, you're gonna spoil everything.
You're the one that's spoiling it. You're building a big wall between us. I love you, Dolly.
I know, Pet, and I love you and all.
Well, prove it then.
I can't, no, not that way, not yet.
No, you prove it now or we're finished. I mean it. If I go through out that door tonight, I'm not coming back.
I do love the conversations between Bill and Bella. They always make me laugh. They're talking about their two sons. Tom, who wants to get a divorce with Dolly, and he's putting it in jeopardy, as I said earlier, and Billy, who's running himself into the ground at the doctor's free clinic.
So now you've broken him, you want us to pick up the bits, is that it?
That's a little unjust, Mrs. Seaton.
Unjust? Do you call it just that we should spend all that money putting him through college so that he could work at Wellesley Street for nought? That we should scrape and save so them lost sheep of yours would reap the benefit?
He chose his own path. No one forced him to follow it.
He couldn't get a job, that's why he came to you.
He could have left when he gained that appointment with the Fitters' Union.
With you going on about God needing him at Wellesley Street.
But he doesn't believe in God, Mrs. Seaton.
He believes in socialism. It's not hard to make it sound like the same thing. Billy? Billy!
Ma'am?
What's the matter, son?
I don't know, I just can't stop shaking.
Well, I hope you're proud of yourself. Now let's get him out of here. Oh,
You saw the demise of Eddie Morton in this episode, and it's a shame because he's a good character and I liked his character. It was always interesting with Eddie about. But at the same time, he was told about this. Billy told him that if he didn't stop his drinking, if he didn't stop his smoking, if he didn't change his way of life, he'd die. That's what he told him. That's basically what he said. And he could have changed his life because he was on a very good wage at the Fitters Union. He was the assistant to Matt. And one of the reasons Matt actually appointed him was because he wasn't going to live long anyway. A few months, and he didn't last very long, did he?
Here, have some more of this stuff, Beth.
No. And I don't mean to be rude, Mr. Morton, but haven't you had enough?
Enough? I'll let you into a little secret,
Janet.
Janet. I could drink this rum dry and it still wouldn't be enough, but I'll not be long.
Pretty as a picture.
Where are they going for the honeymoon?
Scarborough.
Same hotel.
Aye, I fixed it for them.
What's...
You're a good fixer, aren't you, Jack Ford?
Eh?
I fix everything from elections to union official.
Drunk, Eddie.
I see things clearer when I'm drunk, Jack. You, for instance. I can see you for what you are. A trill of your class. Somebody who can fix everything but his own wife.
He ought to be in hospital.
Yes, my car's outside. It knows the way.
Drop his feet, Martin. Steady, steady, steady. Steady. All right. So long, Mara. Sorry about this.
Don't worry, bunny lad. Have a good time in Scarborough. Book a room for us for next week. He's dead.
It shows what great friends Jack and Matt were. Originally, Jack sells his watch, his pocket watch that he got from Russia. He's always loved this watch. Matt has never liked it as well. That's another thing we should say. But he sold the watch to pay for Matt's wedding. And then Matt equally returns the favour because he buys back the watch and he gives it to Jack as a present for paying for the wedding. And Jack's like, it must have cost you a fortune. No more than all this, Matt says. And oh, it's just brilliant, isn't it? That's what best friends are. That's what real pals are.
It's not me you got at that. That's It's Jack Ford. He's very kindly assumed the financial responsibilities of this joyous occasion. Mind you, I tried to talk him out of it, but I'm happy to say I didn't succeed. So brace silence, please, for one of the most generous fellas that any bride's father could wish for, Jack Ford.
Jack. Ladies and gentlemen, the last time I made a speech, it was for Geordie Watson, and he managed to get himself elected by a few hundred votes. But I reckon if I hadn't have put my O in, he'd have won by a street. So it's lucky Matt's not dependent upon me to get him elected. He's managed to do that all by himself. As you know, Matt and me went through a fair bit in France, and he said something to me once. I'll never forget it. After Passchendaele it was, with all them casualties on both sides. And he said, the world will take a bit populating after this. Well, I'm glad to see he's finally made a start. And with as fair a lass as any old soldier could wish for. So, ladies and gentlemen, I ask you to raise your glasses to Matt and Sarah.
Matt and Sarah. God bless you, Pat.
Oh, well then, Matt.
Come on.
Come on.
Thank you, Jack. On behalf of Mrs. Headley and me, I'd like to say a few words about that best man of mine. I owe him everything. His house, my job, even my life. But a few weeks ago we had a bit of a fight. It wasn't his fault. We could have settled over a couple of drinks. But I didn't give him a chance. Any other Mara would have given us me marching orders. But Jack Ford isn't like that. To show he'd forgiven us, he offered to pay for our wedding. So, in appreciation of a special kind of Mara, I bought him a present. And I hope you like it, Jack.
It must have cost a fortune.
But no more than all this.
Come on then, cut your cake. Let's have some music.
Go on, get rid of it, Jack. Can't even give it away.
The ending to this one, I think, is very funny because the priest is trying to put pressure onto Jack not to buy Wellesley Street. And then at the end of it, Jack is just sort of measuring how much land there is there with his feet, and it hasn't worked at all, has it?
You stay and finish the bottle.
Alone?
Not alone, Mr. Ford. You'll have the ghosts of those who died here to keep you company.
I hope you've been enjoying the When the Boat Comes In podcast. We'll be doing many more of these. I've got to finish the series, obviously, up to series 4, and then I'm going to be looking at the series a bit more in depth. We're going to be looking at politics, favourite characters, and I'll do my favourite episodes as in like my least favourite to my favourite, so in order, so that'll be interesting. And we will be looking at each episode in greater detail, such as this one. I think I've looked at this episode in a bit more detail. And if you didn't know, all episodes of When the Boat Comes In are now available to watch on our YouTube channel, When the Boat Comes In.
Dance to the daddy, sing to the mommy, dance to the daddy, to the mommy, sing. Thou shalt have a fishy on a little dishy, thou shalt have a fishy when the boat comes in. Thou shalt have a fishy on a little dishy, thou shalt have a haddock when the boat comes in. Thou shalt have a fishy on a little dishy, thou shalt have a bloater when the boat comes in. Thou shalt have a fishy on a little dishy, thou shalt have a mackerel when the boat comes in. Thou shalt have a fishy on a little dishy, thou shalt have a salmon when the boat comes in.